All right, we'll call this meeting to order. First thing is review and approve October 14th, 2025 minutes.
Make a motion, we, approve the minutes.
Okay. All in favor? Review and approve October 28th, 2025 warrant.
Be approved and
Second.
All in favor?
Jimmy, do you have to evade this?
No, I don't. Well,
no,
I didn't ask.
I saw it on the email.
Yeah, I saw an email. Do the abatement, she's gonna go get.
we're talking about the housing law stuff, what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We received several, notifications from various organizations that there's an opportunity to comment on the 2027 housing law as it's being implemented by, what, ECD, I guess? Planning board looking at it for comments? Anybody at the planning board?
I don't know anything about it. I mean, you may have been notified, but I haven't. So. We're kind of shell-shocked. We got shell-shocked with LD 2003. We tried to do something about it, and we couldn't, and now we're facing the consequences, and we're looking at each other and shrugging our shoulders and don't know what to do.
Yeah, okay. Well,
We've got two other laws here that we've got to comply with, and, we're not motivated.
okay. Well, there was something that I got today.
I was gonna say, was this a recent email? I didn't see where we could.
I got an email today and I sent
Still our
it
opinions
to
in.
Robin to forward.
Okay.
Maine Office of Community Affairs.
That's the one that was in MMA?
Hmm?
Is that the one that was MMA? Yeah. MMA,
Dated October 21st.
yep, MMA forwarded that to us today.
Okay. But in it, there's a link to, what's been done so far. The other one came from, I think, Southern Regional Planning Commission, SMPDC. If you dig into that one, there was a link in it as well.
I did get forwarded to me by Robin, the Community Affairs one, and I found where it raised more questions to me than it had answers.
Yeah, well, I think the rules are at the, Maine.gov DBCD Housing Opportunity Program. I've gone through it, but, a chance at least make some comments, but not between now and the 31st.
Yeah. definitely get a couple of comments from, you know, good news, Joe, if, you know, they extend this one beyond this one, then we won't even need a planning board at all. So you can just, either run for selectman or retire, maybe, I don't know.
Well, my term is up on July 26, 2027.
Okay.
So I'm looking at this and saying, well, why should I bother?
Yeah,
And if they're gonna abolish planning boards too,
yeah. See, my issue is, instead of finding ways to comply, why doesn't anybody, no towns, no, I mean, we don't have the resources like bigger towns do for lawsuits and stuff, but we rush to comply rather than stand our ground and say no, you know, I don't know.
Dale, what happens is somebody from Texas comes up here and wants to put in a small little compound for his family, and he wants 7 units, and you know, and he lulls you along, and then he sort of makes sure, he wants to make sure that he can put in the accessory dwelling units that go with those 7 units.
I've been following this whole story, yeah.
You know, so then all of a sudden you got a 21 lot subdivision, and that's what comes from us not complying. If we were complying, we'd have more leverage. Right now, we don't have any. That's the problem.
I agree with you, Joe, is that by ignoring the problem, we have no leverage, with the 2023 issue, which I thought the town did a pretty good job, or the planning board, of, minimizing the impact. And, if we're going to say, no, we're not gonna do it, then we need to just stand up and figure it out. You know, I'm almost to the point of have a moratorium on, building till we get it sorted out. You know, it's,
I'd go along with that.
Will the state let you do that?
What?
Have a
building?
moratorium?
Why not?
I don't know, there's all these regulations that are saying you can't do left, right, or indifferent.
There's no, regulation against a moratorium.
Either that, there'd be consequences that if we do it, you know.
Right.
We-
That's what I'm
We
afraid of.
say no, well, and then, well, we'll cut off the school funding,
Or whatever.
yeah, whatever.
No, the idea of moratorium is, you've got
Get time to write.
time to sort out what you're gonna do
Yep,
Right.
yep.
and how you're gonna respond. And, give us time to decide whether we're gonna, you know, take it to court, or, comply. But as it stands right now, I think we're vulnerable.
Exactly. Well, that's what we found out going through that with the Texan, is that we had no tools to deal with them.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned about septic, about waste and well water.
Yeah.
We, on the Pierce place, we had to drill a second well. We had contamination even though the well was far away and
Yeah.
from the
Yep.
septic, but, you know, these things happen, and the geology around here isn't wonderful for wells. I mean, there are places where you go down 500 feet and don't find water.
Right.
If you look at what the, new laws required, there are some instances where they require you to, put a couple of houses on a 2-acre lot. And, because they, as far as I can tell, they don't allow you to implement density rules. And we don't have, you know, it says you can require them to prove that there's water there for them and that there's place for them to dispose of their septic, but how do we prove that? I mean, we've had people's wells go dry,
Right.
and, some guy says, yeah, I got water. You know, that's it.
It looks to me from the community fairs that you can put 3 houses on any lot, and a 4-lot subdivision doesn't need planning board approval.
That's a lot of,
For dwelling units.
Dwelling units,
Gotta be careful of our terms here.
dwelling units.
Yeah, and that's why, as I read it, is if we currently say that a house, minimum size house lot is 2 acres, that means you could put 2 or 3 houses on it. And
So maybe we have to increase the house lot size in order to absorb the septic, just
Yeah, right.
to absorb the septic.
Or the water.
Yeah,
I think it's worth looking at these things and making some comment anyway, to try and sway the people. I talked to a few people at the Mott today, and they are concerned about the same thing.
it's all very well in Westbrook or Portland, but it doesn't work out here.
No.
It's a different story. I think that's a great idea, Bob, to see if we could get a moratorium on, and it's a perfect time of year to do it.
Yep.
I don't know. As you say, I think we're vulnerable. I know that the ordinances right now don't allow it, but it's just a matter of time before we're forced to take it.
So what makes us so vulnerable? Is it because we're open to lawsuits that might arise from it?
Yep.
They can force the state version of.
They can, but they haven't.
give time.
You are about to be trampled to death.
No, I know, but you can drag that on until we figure out.
What could we do to this guy from Texas?
So it's just a fear of a lawsuit that's forcing us to go with whatever the state says?
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna do something that's gonna cause the town to be sued. I mean, I feel an obligation not to spend town money. And that's spending town money.
Mhm.
And it costs you $20,000 to walk through the door. Maybe it's up to 30 now. And that just, you're right, we're just scared of it.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So when somebody does bring a suit, it doesn't automatically bring them charges to you. You could kick right in at the beginning, so, you know what I mean?
The question is, what do you
Look,
think?
it's a cat and mouse game is all it is.
I'd rather do it legally. I mean, I raised my right hand and, said I would. Rather do it legally, said I'd support the Constitution of the state of Maine.
Yep, we all do.
And I just kind of feel obligated to try to do it all legally.
But then
Because I don't want to mess up the guy who's doing the building either. He's going to be my neighbor.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to figure out something because, obviously you've seen it, and everybody knows it's coming. We have a lot of abundant land. So obviously we need to figure something out, what we're gonna stick to and what we're not.
Should we be having joint meetings between the planning board and ourselves eventually?
I think it would really help if we were talking to each other. We've gotten into some trouble, because we're not.
Yeah.
And
Keep the information flowing,
Yeah,
because you guys get information that they need. And
right, yeah. And vice versa.
And it's little things as well as big things. I mean, you guys are the supervisor for the code enforcement officer, and we had a code enforcement officer give a permit for a driveway that we specifically prohibited in the subdivision permit. At the request of Glenn Haynes. Glenn didn't want traffic going by his house to David Glaze. And David Glaze got a permit for a driveway. And he was told no, and told no, and told no, and told no. And he got a new guy in there, and the new guy just said yes. And, you know, it was something that the board did for a guy who deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who this town owes a lot to.
Yeah.
That's the kind of reason why we should be talking to each other.
Yeah.
So those things don't happen again.
Yep. So what's next step? Off on moratorium?
Talk to our attorney.
That'd be a good place to start.
Yeah.
Can you do it?
I can, draft up an email to our attorney and see, pass it by you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question? Has anybody reached out to other municipalities that are kind of like us, what they're gonna do about this?
That was kind of my thought too, that we can.
Because I think we could get some municipalities to,
Everybody else gonna be in the
Bring
same
some
boat
of
we
these
are,
concerns.
right?
I'm not
so
aware of
that
any
they'll
town,
limit it to even one.
I'm not aware of any town that has not passed LD 2003.
Three houses on one lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's another issue, that's for the new law, the new laws, and, they're pretty dense, and I'm not sure I could have sifted through them all, but, that's what it appears to be. There's some caveats about towns that have, public sewage and water, but I don't think that caveat quite excludes places like Baldwin that have public, or have private water.
I thought when I read that, it was three, but if you had public sewer and water, you could have four on the lot.
Yeah, maybe, and that's what I say, I'm not sure the caveats exclude us, and, that opens every lot in town. That's not the new ones, existing ones, too.
And yet you have to meet certain criteria to even have the subject, size of your home, amount of your property, how are they justifying that you could go ahead and just slap 3 homes on your property? That's what I'd like to know, where did they come up with this?
Well, then it puts the burden on the town to try to prove that it will or won't work. And it won't
Do we
impact.
have, 4 days, 5 days?
Well, we don't need to, look at every situation, but we ought to make some comment, I think, on the rules. So,
I think we ought to too, maybe, you know, as the process is going on, has started, maybe have a special town hearing just for informational purposes to see what the town thinks.
yeah.
You know, I know a lot of people in town, and I know a lot of them wouldn't mind spending the $20,000 or $30,000 if it's gonna save whatever livelihood that they moved there for, lived there for, grew up for. So that's just a thought to throw out, to let the town know what's going on, because nobody pays attention to what we do, they really don't, you know?
No, they just trust that you'll take care of things.
Exactly, and I can, in good faith, sign legislation that came through.
I hear you.
I wouldn't be able to go to the hardware store, people would be like,
Oh, Dale, I got a minute here.
yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot of issues to take up on it, for sure.
Well, we did go
through that process with the LD 2003.
We did.
And that's why it got voted down, was
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
discussion.
nobody, everybody's sick of the way the state of Maine's going, you know, I'll be the first to say it, it's a mess. We're following California, Oregon, Michigan, all of them.
I agree with you, Dale, I couldn't agree
It's
with you more.
disgusting what it is, it's,
And Maine just doesn't have the income or the businesses or anything to forego the cost and the roads and all this population creates.
mm.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright. I'm trying to regional assessment statement. Blueberry Hill, yeah, we can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Acres of Wildlife.
Yeah.
Be a seasonal camper down
We're gonna see more.
there. Yeah.
Just one signature on this one.
Get two? Just one,
Just one, I guess.
okay.
Alright, planning board requested a meeting with the select board.
I think we covered that.
Well,
Just wanna do a special meeting.
I'm just saying, we need to communicate more. And we've been talking about what we have to talk about.
Yeah,
Should have the rest of the planning board in, though, we won't do
I'm sorry.
should have the rest of the planning board involved. with it,
Yes.
So,
Well, you're talking about, we should get together and have a meeting on
mm.
all this stuff that's going on, and we should.
do you wanna maybe set aside some time, one of the regular meetings? Because usually me and Bob are there, or at least one of us is there to say, what do you feel about this? And have a little, maybe just a little discussion, well, I think we have to have a time.
You know, that's a great idea, when I'm making up the agenda, just to leave a little time for whoever is there from the select board to address select board concerns. And,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a great idea, Jim. I'll just do that in the agenda.
yeah.
Okay,
Have
great.
you thought of asking our representative to come and talk? I mean, he must know something that's going on, and even like the main real estate members, they're the ones that actually have proposed these bills. Ask them why they're coming up with this for small towns.
Mhm.
You'll say because it's all the Democrats' fault.
Yeah, you're right,
You know,
yeah, they're supposed to be
get
working for
a,
us.
get a
Yeah,
feeling of everybody.
yeah,
Because what they'll do is they'll just try to convince you that, our need for affordable housing is so great that it overrides anything that the municipality might think. I've heard that a million times.
It's like you look at some of this and it's like, some of these are saying about off-street parking and stuff like that. And it's like, that's for people when they have, you know, apartment buildings and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't think there's any on-street parking in our town, you know, well, unless that guy that camped on. But I mean, you know, it's like, it's gearing towards the inner cities or, you know, whatever. It's
well, they
not
have parking
gearing-
bans anyway, right?
Yeah.
But what they're trying to do, Mary Ella, is push that out to us.
Well, it's
They're
because
full.
everything's
Yeah.
flowing this
They're
way.
full.
I mean, standard.
So they would nothing more than to get rid of all them people and send them out here.
Oh, yeah.
That's why our general assistance goes up
Yeah.
every year. And the criteria to
Oh, I
get
know,
it.
I've been dealing with people all day
Yeah.
because they're losing their SNAP
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
and wanted me to adjust their rent, you know, like, we deal on your income, not your,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a mess.
We did get an email saying that they expect,
Yeah.
loss of SNAP will have an impact on general assistance.
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah, and I refer them to 211 to call and, you know, find out the,
Yeah, the interesting thing was, when I talked to the lady, who came to see us about, food assistance, is at least on the food banks, they don't keep track of who gets it. So it's gonna force them into the food banks, I think.
yeah,
You can't live on food bank food, because you don't know what you're gonna get.
You're right, yeah. Whatever they get, whatever they donated to us.
Better than nothing, I guess.
It helps. Yeah.
I know, I grew up on just pretty much potatoes.
Macaroni and butter.
Mashed potatoes, fried potatoes,
Yeah.
baked potatoes.
I remember going and getting government cheese one time.
That was the best cheese.
Yeah, it is, right, yeah. Well, my father grew up on deer meat.
Yeah, a lot of
That was,
folks did.
that's family post.
Yeah, every one of them legal.
Yeah, yeah, right. Grew up in logging camps.
we said in November 1.
Right, right. All right, LPI CEO appointment terms. What you got on that?
Well, I've seen that, a new deputy has, it appears at least as many qualifications as, by certification as our current CEO. And we've agreed that we will start blending them in, so I think that we need to start getting them in training. And, with the LPI, we can appoint an LPI, we have 2 LPIs. There's no rule against having an LPI, so I would recommend that we, at least on the LPI thing, appoint him now for a year.
Yeah. I saw, he does have his certification for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. We'll do that, fund for LPI. So you say training, you mean acclimate to
Well,
the
we
town?
discussed having him brought in and start to, have him showed what the systems are.
Yeah, yeah.
So that when
Yeah.
somebody says they're not gonna get a driveway, it gets documented somewhere where the next guy will see it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. CEO report, I see an email. Is that taken from the,
So, one of the things that we're concerned about is, what's happening in the town in terms of growth, and what the CEO is doing in terms of issuing permits. And, so, what I would like to see is have the select board receive periodic updates as to what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't go out and ask him every week to tell me what's going on and who's talked to him and stuff. But for us to be aware of what's going on, we need to somehow have visibility to it.
Do you think, maybe once a month, get a report when what's going on?
Twice a month, and something that he can easily update. We know what's going to be presented to the planning board, what the planning board is gonna have in front of them, what issues they're gonna be facing. And then we know from our own experience, based on, other issues, we can see what's going on and where we might be going off track.
Yep.
I'd agree with that, yeah, 'cause, you know, a
It
lot
does
of
no
times-
good to complain about what he's doing if we don't have some way to, review what he's doing.
Just knowledge of what's going on, that's all.
Yeah.
To do your job the way that it's supposed to be done, but.
And maybe those reports could go to the planning board too.
Yep.
Would be available.
Wes decided at some point, I don't know, maybe when he turned 80 or something like that, he said he was done writing reports, and nobody's done them since.
I say, I think he did them at one
He
time.
did them.
Yeah.
He did them, and then when he turned 80, he said, I'm
That's
done
it.
writing reports. Not do, they're all the same.
We
And, you
didn't
know.
force him to do it, yeah.
So, nobody's done it, that was it.
Yeah.
The CEO was,
The good news, if they did stay the same.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
At least if we have say a new CEO coming on, we can say, well, he did this and this and this. So, we'll have to.
Maybe help him, guide him along as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, if you have paperwork too, they can go back and read it.
Right, yeah,
It's not gonna be word of mouth all the time.
right, yeah.
Yeah, I thought what you wrote, Bob, was, sufficient,
Yep.
achieve the objective, I guess.
It's something that you could just put on a form, or you could just add another thing to it, and maybe we need an explanation of what they are. Oh, here we go. Name, location, type of application, any approval, denial, and reason for denial or other action. If the permit's not approved, name, location, type of application for any CUP application request, any action taken by the CEO. We're gonna need a report from him fairly soon about, the status on growth permits.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So where we stand on an annual basis in terms of growth permits. There'll be something in there about, say it, total number of new housing starts, how many are growth permits, and.
Yep,
other.
yep.
So, just so that we have a feel for what's happening. Just a suggestion.
Do you wanna put that in his job title? Or do you think we have to do that?
I don't think we have to, we just don't do it.
Tell him to do it. I mean, I'm just like to, have something in writing for later on down the road if we, do have to, years from now, get another new CEO, but there should be something in the job title, job description that,
Right.
that, yeah.
If that's what you think is necessary, but we don't put in his job description every form or piece of information that he's asked to provide.
There should be something in there that says, this is what you do, yeah.
We do that with the librarian.
Yeah,
You have all these different contacts that you have to make, and what books are being put through, and who's helping decide it, and.
yeah. That way, it's always stays consistent with
Right.
what
You have a little caveat that says, other tasks as assigned.
I was just thinking of that, you know, we ought to add that, and they can't say, well, you didn't tell me you had to do it.
Right.
Other duties as assigned. All right. Reminders, town office is closed for training tomorrow. And the town office will be closed at noon time for trunk or treat. And that's at 4 to 7. Joe, is that anything?
Yeah, when you guys were talking about 19 Dearborn Road, there was an assumption made that you'd sell it.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to hear something more than an assumption, like the whys, because it keeps bringing up my contention that housing is a cost to the town. When somebody builds a house, you're gonna get more taxes, but my contention is you're going to have more expenses than you're going to achieve with than your taxes
Yeah.
are gonna pay for. 20 years ago, plus or minus, I tried, and this was pre-computer really time, I tried to figure out what it cost the town to have somebody build a house in town that they lived in. Because we were looking at the time at a growth permit fee.
Mm-hmm.
And what you had to do to get a growth permit fee was to prove that it cost that much to the town to have a house built. So, you know, it's 1/350th of a fire engine, you know, per house. So, you know, all
Right.
these things that are expenses, how much more does it, whatever it is, thousandths or 5,000ths of a $6 million building over at the middle school or the high school? What is the cost to that?
Yeah.
And back in the 18th, 19th century, the first half of the 20th century, Baldwin, as Bob and I know from reading Baldwin history, we were pounding on trying to get people to move here. But those farmers were actually, that was business. We were trying to get business here and bring the money in from Boston, ship the food down to Boston and get money back. And I don't think we're getting money back anymore. And that's just something, I mean, I'll challenge you, Bob. You go around those computer keys all kinds of ways, and maybe this is something you could figure out, but I'm not sure we're really should be encouraging people to build houses.
Yeah, I've heard the discussion before about, and I haven't seen the numbers, but if somebody moves in and has a family, and I think this is where it really has an impact. They have a family and they have 5 or 6 kids. As my daughter did. That has a significant impact on town's share of well, it doesn't directly have an impact on what we pay for school, but it does add to the overall budget of running the schools.
Yeah. Henry Black in the late 50s said that if somebody bought a house lot in Baldwin, built a house, sent 2 kids through, I guess it was before Socrates, sent 2 kids through school, that house would never pay for those kids to go to school. Now that's an expert from 70 years ago.
Building any houses.
Yeah, but I just,
Might speak to, running a few people out of town, I don't know.
well, Henry wasn't above that.
So maybe we should sell the land to somebody who wants to start a business, because that is. Yeah, I think, I'm all for that.
Well, we
I
can try to encourage
I
it.
think it's a,
No, 19 Dearborn Road.
Just tell it to somebody that's a, you know, the same border, like, you know, they've got a house and a villa.
Yeah. I think that lot isn't a buildable lot, is it, or is it grandfathered?
Said it was,
I think, I don't know.
Yeah.
By the way, I have, John Bliss indicated he put it on this list for next spring.
Oh, okay, for surveying it, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right, too.
It looks like it could be anywhere from 1.5 acres to almost 3 acres,
Oh.
depending on which, document you look at.
So I know, John said it might be tough to get a house in there with the brook and the setback of the road.
Yeah.
Might be tough to do that.
Yeah.
So maybe we'd have to talk to, if we did, I mean, I'm not saying, we gotta get it cleaned out first, you know.
Well, that's the reason to sell it, it's trying to recoup your money.
Right.
I do, you know, sitting here listening to what's going on, I've seen problems every time you guys have sold a lot. Oh my God. I bet there's some lots you wish you hadn't sold, just to keep them off the market. You know, because the problem was on Sand Pond Road, and then there was the one down by SD's office, and, you know.
Yeah, that one,
You know, I mean, it just, it seems like there's a reason why they didn't pay their taxes.
So that was town acquired for tax.
Yeah.
Payment of tax.
Yeah.
But you guys are aware of new foreclosure laws when you take property now for tax.
Yeah, we don't make any money, we just recoup the money it took us to
Yeah.
sell it.
Because now they're saying you have to put it on the market for a year and prove that it didn't sell, and I read the law, I was like blown away.
Yeah.
And the person who owned the property gets the overage.
Right.
So,
Right.
But you do the work for them, they get the profit.
yeah.
Well,
Just another layer for you.
well, the other thing I'm gonna tell you is CIA says they're gonna come take the van away.
Oh,
And
okay.
they might throw a lot of the scrap metal that's laying around in the back of the van.
Yeah?
I've been over to see, but it's gonna take us a lot of money to clean it up.
Yeah.
Well, one estimate was what, $90,000?
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be that much, but,
So I do have a question, you said it's anywhere from, what, 1.5 acres to 3 acres?
yeah,
What is it being taxed for?
it's been taxed for, I think, 1.5 acres.
Yeah.
What's that tell you?
You're not taxing the whole thing?
Well, no, we need to have a survey to confirm what is actually
Yeah, I
there.
mean, if you look at the, what,
Because
I
know
can
on
tell
my
you that
tax
I
bill
just
it
bought a
says
lot.
How many acres I have right there, so.
well, but I just bought a lot with the Homestead house. It was 2 acres by the tax code. It's actually 7.5.
So there's something wrong
So
with
we
our
could-
calculations.
So we could be undercharging you.
Oh, you're not me, because I know exactly how much I have.
There's no correlation between the deed, that I received, from my uncle's estate to the number of acres in the lot. Just didn't, they don't, even if you did that, you couldn't come up with that number. The minimum you could have come up with was maybe 4, but there's more to it. And that's why I say, is a lot of what's in the tax rules, I mean, we've done it for years. When I first came on the board, we were taxing some neighbor for his, some guy for his neighbor's property
Yeah.
for years. How does that happen?
Yes, because all the property owners need to have their land surveyed.
Somebody needs to do some research, and, anyway.
Well, and sometimes it doesn't get to the Cumberland County Registry of Deeds too. I know whenever I've done mine, when I did mine, it's like, I needed to take and have some worked on the deed, and I took it right into and they filed it right then and there. There's some people that don't, and it's like, so it ends up being, yeah.
So a lot of deeds are description by words, okay?
Yeah, I know.
And some of them are in, kind of indefinite words. And this one over there on, Dearborn Road is kind of indefinite, in that it says, go to the stake, go, turn the other way, and go to the other stake. And, I don't know, some people say I can go out and see the stake, I walked all over, I didn't see any, it's not there, or is it there, but I've seen 2 or 3 different deeds that describe that property drastically different. So,
And a lot of times they would, the old timers, they would just, pace it off, they didn't have 300 foot tape measure. Take 30 steps, say that's 100 feet, something like that.
Did you
So there's a lot of
change
discrepancy.
to do it?
Yeah. As they're walking around trees and rocks.
They're being chased by a bear.
Well, unless our neighbors, when my grandmother sold a piece of land next to us, the deed says so many feet from the road, from the other road to the stone wall. Well, back then, the road was narrower, so my father looked into it, and the attorney says, but it says to the stone wall, that's where your boundary is, because he tried to claim more than there was, and he said, no, the stone wall is where, so that's why it's illegal to move stone walls.
And it's still illegal to do that, right?
Yeah. Anything else, Joe?
No, that's it, thank you.
Kathy?
Young guy named Andrew has been chasing down the Mountain Division trail, Rail to Trail,
Yep.
and he just dropped off a flyer. Very informative. I think you all take a look. Coming to a town near you.
Something that, probably we're not gonna like.
No, actually, it's pretty, systematic, it's pretty well researched. It's starting in 2 ends and will come to us last. Ours is the more problematic section.
Really?
Standish has already been doing stuff, Friesburg's already doing stuff. So that's where the money's been actually flowing in. They don't have it committed, it had been committed, got taken away. Now it's like, it's not gonna be allocated as such right now, but when they get it all organized and more hearings and I don't know what else, fiery hoops they gotta jump through, then they'll get the money on it. But DOT is in connection with a lot of that funding, and they wanna make sure that they can pull it when needed, so they're not committing to anything. So they're also researching what towns in the area connected with the railroad are doing, as far as like hiking trails, like what we've got out behind the town office here now.
Yeah.
Over near Dan's, where the railroad
Yeah.
goes through there.
Yeah.
Different communities are doing things to try to spark that interest, and people are listening, they're going for it, they're like, yeah, supporting.
You said something about he wanted somebody to sell ice cream.
Yes, ice cream cones. Not just like at the Whistle Stop, you got frozen ice cream, but to have a scoop place somewhere along the line. That has a major draw.
Really?
Yeah. So they've researched all around the country to find out, how did they do it? What did it cost them? What needed to be happening with the populace and what kind of enthusiasm or, what kind of events? Renting bikes, food certainly, but if they wanna come off the trail because there's an emergency, then to have places along the way, like
Yeah.
the Whistle Stop.
Yeah.
All those are key. And it provides businesses a little boost.
Yeah. Maybe someplace like, or area where food trucks could gather.
Something like that would be
Yeah.
perfect too, yeah. And
So maybe-
to let the ATVers know that they're not being bumped off out of the system, that there will actually be ways for them to be accommodated. They won't
Yeah.
be necessarily on that trail, but there may be parallel trails that they
Yeah.
can be on.
Yeah.
Other
Yeah.
trails that go off it, you know, so that they're more safe, they're not working on the roads.
Yeah, yeah,
Cause the undermining roads is like one of the huge problems. We got it on 107 right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, that was my big contribution.
Thank you.
Everything else is chugging along, slowly, glacially, but,
Good. Mary, good?
I don't, thank you for asking.
You folks got anything?
Well, we're just still here to find out what you've come up with the CEO never told us about the Frosty Road as far as the bottom half of the road not even being 20 feet wide for the emergency vehicles.
Yeah.
As well as, you know, they're working on, I guess, the borough's gonna put in a turnaround at their business that'll be used for the fire truck to get up
Yeah.
down through, but it's not passable, but at least it's 20 foot wide.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you were aware the town section is also not 20 feet wide.
I haven't heard of anything else of you, Joe, with the CEOs. I haven't talked to him for a while yet, so.
And we're also trying to determine, and we're probably gonna have to have a lawyer determine it, but when we moved up here, we had to get the 3 easements because the road was an old discontinued road, it was worded as such, the whole 9 yards. And then it got re-abandoned in 2005, so now we have to reestablish what the rights still are, to go through that, because I do anticipate a little bit of problems with the upper end now.
Yeah,
From an attitude that was aired. So I just wanna make sure I'm prepared
okay,
and what the town says. So, and I have all the documentation, all the letters, all the deeds, everything
yeah.
from the 1800s. Just continuing,
So you done your research?
well, I've had to since I moved here, but this is like a new development that's impacting us. And the reason why the road, because it's a dirt road and a private road, why it can have more than the normal ordinance says for a private road.
Mm-hmm.
We still haven't gotten, you know, the legal stamp on that.
Yeah,
Why it doesn't meet whatever the ordinance says, or why it's excluded from the ordinance.
When did it get discontinued? Back in the 1800s?
1800s, so that's the official documents that we got, and that our lawyer got back then. And it was, I guess it was formally, when we were here, it was Fire Lane 14C, but it was formerly called Wigan Road, Lehman Road. In the deeds, it's referred to both, or the old said town road. And here's the minutes from the Baldwin record that said it was done in September of 1824. And of course, you have to know who these people are, because, you know, you'll be whatever. So, and that came from the town of Baldwin to us. And then I have a letter from 1998, November, that we were wondering about the emergency vehicles and the road and all of that. And then the new information here, you know, so it's just a lot of,
Just there was a comment made that I'm the last one on the road, so I can do whatever I want with the road. That's not
but it is,
true.
legally, I have to know, which, was it discontinued? Was the new abandoned? And now that it got re-abandoned, what did that do to our rights previous to that? You know, it's a big issue, or could be a big issue. So,
It's been a big issue right from day one.
So, in the conditional use permit, there is a letter from Dick Steves, which addresses this question.
yeah.
are you talking about that easement?
I can't quote it to you, I don't have it.
The easement I found was from Jeff Stone, and it's only for that side of the road. And it mentions a 60-foot wide right of way, but it's only from their rights to the road, which was the center of the road, opposite side of the road about it. Because I've been through the deeds, and I've learned a lot, let's put it that way. How to do it, how to work it out, how to find it.
Yeah.
You Terry Tottle had lived up there, and there was some issues with us. And he wanted to plow the snow in my yard. He wanted to wait till it was soupy, muddy and everything, and just rip the road right up. I've been the only one putting money in the road. I got to have.
The lower half of the road.
Lower half, yeah.
We're to our driveway. We own a little bit up further, but we don't go up there as a rule, so mainly to our driveway. So we're just worried about, because that's who they said they're gonna get to do the work and all of that, and so I'm gonna have to find out what my legal rights are, what they can do, or how far they can go with our rights, and what they have for easement to be able to do it, and that's just to be fair. We would agree, if we could all agree, to get somebody neutral within the town, that we've all had work for us, because we know certain people that everyone on the road has had work done with, that we'd like to use if they were gonna do it. Because of a personal conflict, we've been dragged into court by him and everything else. We just don't wanna go revisit that.
Yeah.
And, you know, so, that's part of the reason we're here. But again, because I wanna get it cleared up between the two, the abandonment and the distance, and how that affects my deed and my easement.
I think I asked earlier if he would come in and provide us.
Yeah,
all-
wanted
you
my,
did.
but again, see, because I've been through all of this, and I know how it works with attorneys and all of that, I'm a little concerned of how much information I give you ahead of time for what, without my attorney
Well,
saying.
let me just
okay,
tell you
this is
something,
it.
if you don't trust me to look at the information, I'm not gonna help you.
Well, it's all your, most of it, guys should already have, the municipality.
But that's the way it was with Don, the CEO. With Don, the CEO. I asked him not to give nobody a permit until we did decide about building the road. And then it wouldn't have cost anybody anything except for the butters.
I mean,
It's just that we haven't got a straight answer right from day one.
I can give you a couple of things, and then I can give you more if you need it down the road. Because these are my copies before I came up here. And that's.
And it's not, I don't think that she's saying she don't trust you really, it's what.
No, it's just what I've been through.
We need ammo, we need as much ammo as we can get.
Not that I don't
No,
trust you guys. We were told one thing by the selectmen, and then something else has been done, more than on one occasion. So that's why I'm a little leery.
Yeah.
It's like the name of the road, Frost Heath Road, it's a big joke, because of, that again falls back on that. It was supposed to go back to Weeman or Wigan, whichever one they thought it was. Pons even called us, you know, because he wanted to name it.
Jackie Pond Road, which,
But anyway, he's the first, he was the one on the town road, so wouldn't have mattered to us as far as that went. But calls were made to the town, oh, don't worry about it, it's gonna be the former name that it was before it became Violane 14C, and then it was Frosty.
Well,
So,
because there's
you know,
more-
I'm just saying,
more, there's already
think about it.
Wigan Road, and there's already Weeman Road, so.
Yeah, well,
it's
mine
always
was,
been like
mine was
that.
part of it at some point, according to all the town.
My road used to be Wigan Hill Road, so.
And Weeman Road in West Baldwin was Ingalls Pond Road.
Well, and they changed Smut Street.
No, but I'm saying the town opened it up so that you could come in, and you could say, I'd like to name it this or that, you know what I'm saying? So, we got together with the Ponds, because as far as we were concerned, they were on the town road, and they
Yeah.
lived there, he owned all that property up there, if you wanna talk, at least on our side of the road at one point. So, with us, name it whatever you want, Larry, we don't care.
How long ago was this?
They were told, oh, must've been in the eighties, maybe,
Yeah.
I don't
Like I
know.
say,
Very
way
calm.
back
Or
then.
not,
Way back,
yeah.
yeah.
And, Doc called, and she talked to him, and I called to verify, because she said, well, they told, because I was under the meeting, but she told me she had already talked to the town, said it was this, I called, verified, was told, yes, that's what's happening, if, you know, if you don't come in and actually say what you want, have a vote on it, then it will go back to what it was before it became the fire lane. Well, that didn't happen.
Probably because of, I don't know.
And where did they come up with Frost Heath Road?
That was a committee,
Yeah.
that was the committee that formed back when they were
Right,
doing,
right.
after 911 was, you know, passed.
Yeah. But I'm saying, there's a lot more to that name than you guys sitting up here may not realize,
You think because of
so,
the frost that,
yeah.
Absolutely.
I have no idea why they come up with
Like
that.
I said, any,
Yeah,
any,
well, why would they ever come up with that name for the road to begin with? It's not even, it's a dirt road, so there's no frost ease in it. And we get more laughs and jokes, people laugh, are you kidding me? Is that
I
what
always
the name of the
equated
road
it to that, but I didn't.
That's what I did.
They just see you tell me don't do anything, you know.
Which is
I
okay, who
understand
cares?
it, yeah.
I don't care about the name or anything.
But I'm just saying,
There was a lot,
faith and
a lot
trust,
went with that, you know what I mean?
and the faith and trust that you
And
want
now
from
they-
us when.
I didn't know they own any property up on that road.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they own quite a bit.
Oh, yeah,
I
they
mean,
own-
there's other owners up there too, but they own quite a bit.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, like I said, I don't care, it's really a conversation piece when you tell somebody what your address is. They make jokes out of it, but.
But there's just some hard feelings between Frost and Toddler and I and,
Yeah.
Which is nothing to do, nothing,
No, not
not
nothing.
related to the town or any of that, but I'm just
this
saying.
is why we're
when
here, we're
things
trying to get
done,
things straightened
Yeah.
out.
So-
It's just,
Yeah, it's been years since I've been up there. I gotta go up there and take a ride up and see what's, just wanna get a better idea of what's going on.
well, that's the other thing is you think you do a site walk before the permit was issued on anything.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That way there, it'd be snip it in the bud right then and there, but.
it wasn't done when, she was putting in the business for the.
Well, the business they did,
Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah.
after that, the housing
But
permit's already been
not for the house,
given
you're right.
and everything's already been
And I guess
done.
it was Mike, the CEO that was here before Don. He just gave the permit no matter what, and I asked him not to do that till,
So-
because I could hold everybody hostage, you was getting a permit. There wouldn't be an issue on the road. It would've been all passable. But, that's why we're
Yeah,
here.
I don't know why he did that either.
Yeah, it's, and then Don come in and it's like, he's giving the permit for the building. And I told Don, I said, you know, you got your name on this and we're gonna definitely look into this, for sure.
Yeah,
And again, it's not about the house being built, it's about the road, that's it.
that's,
The road.
that's your main concern,
That's my main concern right there.
the condition of the
And we don't
road.
wanna have a hardship with any of them, you know.
Right, you
As
want-
it is, we gotta back out, in fact, we had to back out of town road, so our neighbors could get by us, cause they were already past.
But they wanted to use Toddler to come up, and now he's the one that created this, and he did what I said. Muddy road, you don't, when it's wet, you don't plow a dirt road.
You know, when
Right,
you got this
yeah,
much
you
snow,
tear it
and
up,
wet
yeah.
snow, and the ground's still soft, you don't,
Right.
and I know that, so. And they
And it was
would,
done on
just
purpose.
because it would rip it up, and then we'd have to.
Yeah.
So it's just, that's why we're concerned, that's all. And again, it could come down to having to prove which, the abandonment or the discontinued, how does that affect my deed, how does that affect my easement? Which easements and deeds is supposed to be forever, but I wanna make sure, because the road, the town has two different documents saying, when we came, the road was discontinued. So, and that was with Glenn Haynes and,
Huh.
so, that's all. We're not trying to make waves for the town themselves. I've learned coming in, you guys got a lot on your plate. So this is,
I don't want your spot.
You sure?
yeah, so we have to say, you know,
Hey,
we're
good.
big on, we're gonna take this spot.
Don't pay enough, I can tell you that right now.
Anything else you guys?
No, ding ding.
Hey, Bruce, Young?
We're good.
Yeah, I got a few things.
Fine.
I'm getting damn old.
Yeah, we are.
You're talking about Guy Jones Road. Because Guy Jones lived there prior to Ponds. The Ponds came in the seventies sometime, because I went to school with Norman.
Guy Jones, I don't remember him.
No, it's before your time.
Before my time,
It's
yeah.
Before your time. My next reason
Wow.
would be in that house. When the Pond place was up above,
Yeah,
that was all fields.
Yeah.
And even off to the other
I
side,
think there
that
were
was all
strawberry
fields.
fields, I thought you said they were.
I don't remember that.
We're in the fields anyway.
I'm gonna say
He
that.
owns-
I just realized tonight, I'm getting damn old, and looking around, and I'm probably the oldest one here, so. Children go, oh, I'm almost catching up with him, he saw it 10 years ago. No, I don't have anything.
okay. Mary Ellen?
I'm all set.
Chad?
Oh,
How's that? April. Say, I want to talk to her.
Just one thing, you know, I sit here and I complain and, you know, state my opinion on the state, and, you know, everybody asks, how do we change it? I guess November 4th is a big step for the voter ID. I would hope everybody would encourage everybody to, they know to vote yes. By the Secretary of State's own numbers, there's 162,000 plus people that vote in the state of Maine without a valid ID. That represents 14% of our population. So, encourage all your friends, give it in there and vote. Don't assume that. And that would be a step to maybe, we get free elections, maybe our legislature will disappear. You know, maybe we'll get a more conservative type of government.
You
So,
can't do anything without, you can't get a loan, you can't do a lot of things without your ID. But you can go in and vote and not have to prove it.
I think that by exact numbers, it's 162, 266, and that's by her figures herself.
Yeah, and Shannon Bellows fight to not have us have real ID.
Yep.
That's ridiculous too, and her excuse is, oh, they're gonna get our information. They already have our
Everybody's got
information.
your information,
All you have to do is go online and look at something, and the next thing you know, you're getting emails for it.
Yeah.
Or you're getting your Facebook pages inundated with what it is you were looking at.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, no, everybody knows everything about you.
Yeah.
And there was a, you know, it was in New Hampshire, but there was a case, and, you know, we all know what happens, is, the lady requested an absentee ballot for a dead mother.
Yeah, that did that.
You know? That's just one, but how many other tens of thousands of people are doing that, you know?
Yep, my aunt got 3, my dead uncle.
I say Carol
Really?
Ross,
Yeah,
for her.
She did.
Daughter.
Yeah, no, that's the sickest thing I've heard of, that we did, yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's all I got. Jill?
Meeting November 4th.
All right, do we have motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for